my name is Kendra Shope, and I met Lori through a community Bible study, and I am an example of one of those Christians who didn't know the truth about Israel. And she used to share in Bible study, and she'd get so excited and show scriptures to us, and it all made sense, but I'd never really quite heard it that way before. And every week, she and actually the teacher in our class would plant seeds in our heart, and one day it just grew, and it was like I had blinders on, and they came off, and I could see the truth about Israel. And so I'm a perfect example of what this ministry does, and how if we could just get the truth out, we can wake up a bunch of sleeping Christians. Thank you.
I left Germany in August 1941 at 16 years of age. This after Kristallnacht, seeing our synagogue and school burned down, our store destroyed, and burying my father. I went by closed railroad car with 6 other teenagers from Frankfurt to Berlin to Paris, through Spain to Lisbon, then on a small converted coal ship to New York. My mother did not make it. I had to leave her behind in our hometown of Seeheim, and she was sent to Auschwitz to perish in April 1942. My wife Eva left Königsberg in then East Prussia with her family for Italy in 1938. Her father was caught by the Germans in southern France and sent to Auschwitz to perish. Eva came to the United States in August 1944 when FDR, under pressure, allowed 982 refugees from occupied Italy to immigrate outside the quota. They were kept at Fort Ontario outside Oswego, New York for 18 months. There was not enough pressure and public outcry to have more Jews allowed to immigrate. Israel became a sovereign state in May 1948 to gather in Jews from all over the world. The state was created so that a Holocaust could not happen again, ever. That is why we have to support Proclaim Justice to the Nations, who fully supports Israel and gets the truth out to the media, makes the media tell the truth and not be influenced by false propaganda. Lori Moore organizes, as you have seen in the film, rallies, produces movies and videos, and most of all, gets the Christian community fully involved. The help to Israel, monetarily, morally, and by influence public opinion is incredible. We have to support proclaiming justice to the nations, first of all, for the vitally important message that she is getting out. And then we have to ask ourselves, who else is mobilizing the Christian community to help Israel? Thank you.
From studying history, it's very clear that what starts with the Jews never ends only with the Jews. We must strongly stand against any anti-Semitic trends, for if not stopped, they'll cause harm to all of us, and we'll witness the downfall of our Judeo-Christian Western culture. Today, many people say there's no longer a need for a Jewish state, that Jews around the world no longer need a place of refuge. But anyone who has heard recent statistics about the worldwide rise in anti-Semitism would never make such a claim. The reality is that neo-Nazi groups and Nazi sympathizers are increasing around the world. Surveys show that over 1 billion people in the world harbor anti-Semitic attitudes. Close to 50% believe that Jews have too much power in the business world, and 2/3 of the world's population has never heard of the Holocaust or believe the historic accounts of it are inaccurate. If there's one thing history has taught the Jewish people, a place they can go in time of need is essential, and Israel fulfills that role. But the need for a Jewish state is not limited to being only a refuge for Jews. Jewish tradition in Israel grants full rights for women and people of all races, faiths, and gender. This tradition is what often makes Israel among the first countries to send doctors and field hospitals to any place where a natural disaster occurs, utilizing their medical advances to save lives worldwide. Muslims, Christians, and people of every faith, or those of no faith, have the freedom to worship or not worship as they choose. For Muslims, the Jewish state goes out of its way to provide this freedom. For example, every Israeli university gives students the option of deferring their exams during the month of Ramadan. The Knesset calls off all sessions at sunset during Ramadan to ensure that Muslim Knesset members can break their fasts with the traditional iftar dinner. In an open and democratic manner, opportunities for education, advancement, and careers exist for all citizens in the Jewish state. Sadly, such rights and opportunities do not exist in any of the Muslim Arab states. For example, in neighboring Jordan, Jews cannot become citizens. And in Saudi Arabia, no non-Muslim can become a citizen. Saying that Israel must cease to exist as a Jewish state while accepting that other countries define themselves as Muslim is pure hypocrisy. In most of these countries, no rights exist for non-Muslims, women, and the LGBT community. Don't let yourself be manipulated by evil people with a wicked agenda. When the self-serving villains are in control, good people from all religions suffer. Muslims, Christians, and all people of conscience should stand proudly and show respect for a country that gives so much to the world in so many ways. Do your part, do your research, and do what you can to make a difference. Because what happens in Israel does affect us all. This is not just a Jewish or just an Israeli problem. This is a problem for all humanity, for each and every one of us who believe in freedom and human rights. Learn more about what you can do at pjtn.org.